All right, everyone. Welcome to Go Hack. My name is John Heldreth. I would like to present to you today the ASRG, or Automotive Security Research Group. But before we dive into the presentation, I'd like to thank Jun Lee and the rest of the Go Hack team for giving us today the opportunity. First of all, I'd like to tell you a little bit about who I am, a little bit behind the voice. My name is John Heldreth. I'm born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, in the United States. I studied electrical engineering and technology at Purdue University in the US. Then I did my business strategy and MBA in Germany at a school called the German Graduate Studies Institute. I am the Automotive Security Research Group founder, and I'm currently working at the security operations at Volkswagen AG. Before that, I was the product security lead at Porsche Engineering, and in my free time, I love to do public speaking like today and also build new companies. I'm a huge supporter of innovation. So just quickly, I'd like to tell you what ASRG is, or the Automotive Security Research Group. This is a nonprofit organization, and we focus on supporting the automotive security industry. This is a community for you. It's for the automotive engineer, for the IT security specialist, for the security researcher, the beginner, hobbyist, even for people that have no prior knowledge or experience about automotive security. The entire organization is built on volunteer efforts of the administrative team and, of course, people like yourself. We've organized ASRG into 3 different areas of core development: knowledge, networking, and collaboration. And basically, we're trying to remove the borders or the boundaries that can occur in the automotive security industry. This means, for example, communicating about information, finding different ways to learn, understanding what a good solution really means, or making the best decision at that point in time. Because basically, at the end of the day, we all together have the same goal, and that is to keep our customers, our families, and friends' data safe and secure, and this can only be achieved together. If you want to get more involved, make an impact on the industry, start your own ASRG location, participate in a technical committee, or be a part of one of the many projects we have going on at ASRG, please reach out to us. You can find out more about ASRG at our website, www.asrg.io, or just send us an email at hello@asrg.io. So I want to give you a little bit of background about how ASRG started. We started in Stuttgart, Germany. The idea was basically automotive products and IT security. These were 2 different fields, and we wanted to bring these 2 together, start discussions, and start discussing about what is really important, where we need to develop and get a better understanding of how the industry will improve. And of course, this ultimately results in better products on the road. So it started in Stuttgart, Germany, with about, 10 people in a small rented meeting room in Stuttgart West. And then slowly we grew and grew and grew. The ASRG today is in 50 different locations around the world, including US, Korea, EU, the Middle East, and also China. We have in Shanghai and in Beijing, and supported by Jun Lee and the people at Go Hack. We have different locations, and we are around 10,000 members, which I never imagined, but I'm happy to see that this is actually supporting the community and bringing a advantage to the industry. I think it's really important to get an impression about what ASRG is, because even though we're trying to tackle a very large challenge in the industry, we also like to have a lot of fun. And here are a few pictures of different events that we've had around the world. On the top left there, actually, it's a picture of me, and I'm presenting kind of the overview of what's going on at ASRG. I think this was last year. And this is at the connectory at Bosch. And then in the middle top, we have a picture of us of the Stuttgart chapter at, I think this is Vector Consulting Services. Top right, we're also then back again at Stuttgart in the Bosch Connectory, meeting together with all of the members there. Bottom left, we brought in some people to do a demonstration about, they had built up their own network, vehicle network in a suitcase using different ECUs and Raspberry Pis to simulate a vehicle CAN network. And then they proposed their solution, to show how they could help mitigate threats in a CAN bus. Then right next to it, you see the team in Tel Aviv. They all wearing ASRG shirts and supporting, of course, by having a beer. But they have very large, nice events. This one, we're at Samsung. Then we also have next to that one of the first meetings in Egypt, Cairo, and then on the far right, just a picture of one of the signs in German about the ASRG meetups happening. So what is ASRG exactly? How do we bring in knowledge, networking, and collaboration into the community? Let's start by knowledge. So building up knowledge, learning, and so on. We have developed a web platform. It's basically our website that people, you can have access to. Basically, it's free. You just have to register so that we know who's accessing all the information. But it's a web platform where we have intelligence, we have information, news, what events are coming up. It's a great place to basically get more information. Then we have weekly webinars. So we almost have a webinar every week. We host these on YouTube, but we will soon be moving to a different platform so that we'll be able to not only provide them on YouTube, which I know can be a little bit difficult in China. So we're making a change so that everybody can view these. There's also going to be a little more interactive. Before, we just had a lot of webinars where it was basically someone giving a presentation, but we got a lot of feedback that we should have question and answers. So we heard what the community wanted. We're going to install it and roll it out later this year. Then we also have a security library where we basically kind of just pull in all of the different PDFs, information, white papers, anything you can imagine, basically, and put it into the security library. So we have a collection there of documents. Workshops and CTFs. We love doing workshops and playing CTFs as well. And we also have an ASRG wiki where we try and collect basic and general information about automotive security, threats, solutions, and so on. Let's go into networking. Basically, we use LinkedIn a lot to network. We use this as our main social media platform, and it works really well. I'm not sure how relevant it is for China, we need to take a look to see how best to support the Chinese market. We also use Slack. I'm not sure how if this is really interesting for China, but we have a very active Slack channel where people can discuss, have direct connections to experts, and get feedback. We also have a Telegram channel, WhatsApp, and soon a WeChat channel. So we also use Meetup to organize the events. But I don't think this is so active in China. We will be looking at a different way to support the Chinese market. If you have ideas, please let us know. We're very open about how and the best ways to make success in China. And you have to understand, success for us is the development of the market. We have no companies behind us that are pushing an agenda. It's a nonprofit. It's basically, we believe that if we are making an impact, if the people that are working on solutions in the industry, if they have more knowledge, they're going to be able to make better decisions and ultimately better products on the road. And so that means we all win, because most of us drive vehicles or cars or trains or whatever it might be. And the more secure they are, the better we are going to work every day or going to see family. So, all right. And then last but not least is collaboration. Basically, the idea here was that we wanted a space where we can collaborate together. If you look at OEMs, people that make the vehicles, or if you look at suppliers, they are all interested to make money. And if there's a topic that doesn't directly affect or involve a revenue stream, then it's not interesting for the company. So there always has to be a value there that is directly related to a revenue. And for us, I don't agree with this. If I see that there's an advantage or a potential advantage for something to make a difference in the industry, then I believe this is where, in ASRG, where we can collaborate and make sure that this is developed. And so we have many projects, and I'll show a few of them to you later, where we can collaborate and make a difference where it doesn't make sense for many companies. So we use GitHub, and we have technical committees as well. What we saw, there's a need to discuss issues and solutions in the industry. We do this without talking about intellectual property of the companies. And this is really important. We don't talk about how a company is making decisions or how a company is integrating different technical solutions into their products. What we talk about is opportunities. We talk about potentially lessons learned. We look at how to make better decisions. And usually this is through knowledge development, learning, networking, and then of course, talking in technical committees about how to best solve a problem. That doesn't mean that every company will solve the problem the same way. They all have different opinions, different views, different risk management. And that is the intellectual property that needs to stay within the company. But discussing what is possible is a great opportunity for us to make better contributions to the market. So this is where we bring in the technical committees, and that people come together with a common goal and discuss about a challenge. I think it's really important here to say that if you become a member of ASRG, that you are a member as an individual. This is not a part of the company or anything like that. Ultimately, your company that you are working for will get the benefit of you learning more about automotive or security related topics or what solutions are on the market. This is like an indirect advantage for companies. But the company itself has nothing to do with ASRG. The idea is that an individual becomes a member, not a representative of the company. So this is really important to keep in mind. Anyone can join ASRG, and you as an individual become a part of ASRG, not as a representative of the company. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit later about how companies can get involved as well, but this is a little bit different. And since companies are always revenue based, then we also have a way for companies to also support ASRG on a financial basis. I just mentioned the technical committees. I wanted to mention 3 of them that we have going on right now. The first one is vulnerability management. And the goal here is to support and actively contribute to vulnerability management processes and methods in the field of automotive. Then we also discuss and document best practices, and we maintain and manage the ASRG CNA. ASRG is a CISA or NVD numbering authority. And that means that we can give out numbers which correspond to the NVD or MITRA database to vulnerabilities regarding automotive products. And so this is a great thing. We saw that many of the companies, OEMs, manufacturers of companies are not releasing vulnerabilities. And so we decided, well, we are going to become a numbering authority and have a responsible disclosure process to make sure that vulnerabilities for vehicles are being reported. So a lot of the time that people they report the vulnerabilities directly to the company, which is great, but to ensure that other people don't make the same mistake, we need to also report it in a publicly and controlled manner. And this is where the ASRG CNA comes into play and our responsible disclosure policy. So check it out. It's on the website. The next one is risk data exchange. Basically, we have a challenge in the industry that risk assessments and risk identification is the way that we can prioritize and understand where we need to put effort into, right? And we need a common language for us to transfer information between a manufacturer, an OEM, or a supplier, or even internal within our companies, a way to from an ECU level to a system level to a product level and so on. The idea here is that we have a standard risk data format or exchange, and we're currently building a white paper with a proposed solution. It's just a recommendation. It's not going to be like a standard or anything. People can use it if they like. It'll be open and available. It'll be based on an XML or JSON schema. And basically, this will help transfer knowledge, data about risk-related information between stakeholders. And the last one here is secure software development. Of course, don't forget about hardware, of course, but here we have a specific relationship with the AUTOSAR software development, where we are helping to support and actively contribute to secure coding and software processes and methods in the field of engineering, field of automotive, and excuse me. We're contributing to the AUTOSAR developments, maintain and track best practices, and of course do awareness, so help software developers understand what it means to have secure software development. I also mentioned that we do have a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is doing really great. We produce new content almost every week. We have some great presenters. I would love to say that I present everything, but that's not the case. I'm not an expert in everything to do with automotive security, but we do have great talks here. Some examples: automotive multi-surface attacks. We had Porsche AG give a uh, presentation about network security for service-oriented EE architectures. We also then have academics that come in and propose their research. One of them was reverse engineering and weaponizing OBD dongles. Niels Weiss and Enrico Pozzobon from the university here or a university here in Germany. Then we also had a really interesting talk about risks in social engineering. And you would think, our biggest risk is in the product itself. No, unfortunately, the biggest risk is really the humans that develop these products. So it's great talks. Check it out. Many other presenters, including Bosch, ETAS, Chrysler, Black Harbor, Porsche. I mean, just check it out. There's hundreds of them on there. Search through it to see um, see what topics are interesting for you. Just to give you an example of some of the other stuff that's going on behind the scenes at ASRG, here's an example of one of the projects called Automotive Security Intelligence Platform. Here we are disrupting the market by offering open source intelligence specific for automotive products. And this is the first time that anything like this has ever been done. The next project that I'd like to show you guys is the threat catalog. As most of you know, we need to do risk assessments and TARAs to identify the risk in our products or vehicles. And one of the ways to do this is to understand what threats might occur. And most of the suppliers aren't quite ready to do all this effort. So one way to reduce the effort and increase the quality of risk assessments is providing a free and community maintained threat catalog. You can find this on our website currently. And one last, this is not really a project, it's more like a strategy, is the academic network. We have a special working group that is trying to connect academia and industry. And I think it's for this conference very important. You guys are all researchers and mostly on the university level. So here we're trying to bring together academia and industry in a coordinated effort to focus and ensure that research is being done in the right areas of innovation. So how can I get involved? Membership is the first kind of step. It's free, it's easy. The point here is a member, someone like yourself, is a member by their individual. It's not a representative of the company or anything. It's basically yourself saying, hey, listen, I want to be involved in ASRG. There's no effort, and you can get access just by registering on our portal. I put the QR code here. If you want to get more involved, there are other ways to participate and make an impact in the community. One is to be a leader or participate in the projects or be in the technical committees. It just, however you want to influence the industry here. And of course, I always get the question, well, okay, I want my company to get involved. How can I get involved through my company? Well, companies cannot be members of ASRG. Companies can only support or become a sponsor of ASRG through the sponsorship index. We have three different roles here set up. One is a supporter, which is a non-financial basis where companies bring their own resources or products or services to ASRG and make it available for members. The other way is to become a sponsor, and there's an official contract and financial contribution that's required. And of course, there's a partnership
for nonprofit related or universities and so on.
I do want to take a minute to give thanks to our sponsors. We have 6 sponsors currently: Itemis, Black Harbor, PC Automotive, Upstream, Keysight, and System Weaver. I said earlier that there are ways for companies to get involved, and one of these ways is to become a sponsor. And our sponsors, we have a contract with them, we have an agreement and uh, uh, understanding of how we want to develop, and their goals align with ours, and they are also contributing to the financial bottom line of ASRG. This helps us do marketing, present at great conferences like this one. If you would like to get involved, if you would like to become a sponsor, or you think your company would like to become a sponsor, please get in touch with us. You can send an email to info@asrg.io, or you can reach out to me over LinkedIn or something like that.
Well, I'm pretty much over my time for today, but I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful conference today. Be a part of the solution. Be a part of positive security, responsible disclosure. Let's change the world together. And ASRG is hopefully a way to do this. So come join us, be a part of the solution. We'll see you soon.